Hi guys! So I'm out and about. It's a beautiful day. Sun is shining. So today I wanted to talk about body brokering. Yep. It's very real. It's prevalent mostly in South Florida, and my state of California. And it's pathetic. It's so sad. So there's two types of body brokering. There's a whole underworld of body brokering as per corpse, cadavers, that sort of thing. There's even black market for organs, but that's not the type of body brokering I'm going to discuss. So I'm speaking about body brokering rehabs. And what that is, I mean, I don't think a lot of people are even aware of this. Like, I just found out about it really not that long ago, like within the last year. And it's where, rehabs, they pose as a rehab. I mean, definitely their heart isn't in it. And their main purpose is to prey on people who, have addictions, and they scam you for your insurance money. And these rehabs, they're not even rehabs. I mean, they're not there to really rehabilitate you. They are there to just milk you for your insurance money, because it is expensive. Like, my blog, southeastbeautiful.com, I just wrote an article titled Body Brokering. And it's a true story. I put an excerpt of an article, and it's regarding Dylan Katz, and he explains his whole story. And it was in Florida. Anyways, it's very real, and it's sad. I mean, I think they spent it was $750,000, or like over $500,000 went to this rehab. So, it's a business. And something else I want to talk, so, beware. It's so sad. And, I feel like Kratom is definitely, it feels like they're trying to add Kratom into the mix. It's so sad. There's just so much mass confusion and chaos. Just lies. And I really hope people can hear me say this right now, because maybe they will learn a thing or two, because Americans are so flippin' blind. It's pathetic. I mean, I just cannot believe how blind and how much in the dark so many Americans are. It's baffling. And also, it just surprises me how many people blindly follow their doctor's advice. I'm not saying that you shouldn't follow your doctor's advice. What I am saying is that you should question it. Just because he has a PhD doesn't mean he knows exactly everything that's right for your body. We as human beings, we know our bodies better than anyone on this planet. Nobody knows what's best when it comes down to it, what's right for you than you yourself. Sorry. So what I'm saying is, when you go to your doctor, I mean, of course, you're listening to his advice, but you need to do research also. Do your own research. You got to be your own advocate. You have to do the research on what exactly they're prescribing you. And just like herbs, vitamins, all that, you would do your research regarding an herb. For example, Kratom. I researched Kratom for months before I took it. That is our responsibility as human beings, as adults, as parents. As a parent, you wouldn't give your child just anything without, knowing what it is and what exactly is in that substance, whatever it is that you're giving your child. You know, even if the doctor prescribes it, I mean, I think it's really foolish to just blindly believe every single thing that the doctor prescribes you is right. So my point is, it's baffling to me how so many Americans are in the dark, or they just, you know, blindly follow a physician's advice simply because they have a PhD. So fight for yourself. You got to be your own advocate. Just like you are your child's advocate, you have to be your own advocate as an adult. So back to this body brokering business. So there's an article which just drives me insane. It's by Simple Path Recovery. By the way, thank you, Misty, for finding Simple Path Recovery. Thankfully, I'm happy to say that with all of our speaking out and advocating, they took down the article on their page. But you know, there are other recovery centers who offer this, and they're actually offering MAT, which MAT stands for medication assisted therapy. Okay, so they're trying to offer Kratom consumers MAT. Now, let me tell you what is wrong with that. Okay, so that is literally a harm to society. If someone were to go onto MAT off of Kratom, they would literally be taking a highly addictive substance that has high risk for respiratory depression in place of something safe. Kratom is a partial agonist, and it binds to the mood receptors in the brain partially. Partially is the key word here. Because the key word is partial, because it does only bind partially. That is why there's almost next to no risk of respiratory depression. You know, caffeine is a partial agonist, it's psychoactive. Kratom is psychoactive because, you know, it's an alkaloid. Kratom is not an opioid, it is an alkaloid. It has two great alkaloids. It has many alkaloids, over 40 alkaloids in Kratom that are so beneficial. And, you know, nobody really knows about it. I mean, it's gaining popularity, but there's just so many people who don't have a clue as to what the word Kratom or Kratom means. Kratom. So we're getting there. I mean, you know, we're talking about it. We are fighting so hard. I mean, I fight so hard every single day. Misty Brown fights so hard. Kendall Clark fights so hard. Brian Slover, Kratom Girl, Shauna Kaufman. We freaking rock, okay? So just keep on keeping on. Like, I'm thinking about going to the University of Davis, maybe Berkeley too. And I'm gonna distribute Kratom packets, information, tacking, you know, the info on their bulletins around campus, because that's huge. And, you know, and everybody in colleges, those folks are adults. Let's just face it though, Kratom is safe, it's a partial agonist, and it binds the same way as coffee, tea, chocolate, breast milk, cheese. So anyway, so back to MAT being offered to a Kratom consumer. So that is sheer insanity. And I told Simple Path Recovery that they're probably body brokers if they're offering that. You know, they're probably just in it for the cash. Hopefully there's not too many recovery centers out there who are doing this, but I tell you, I am going to speak my mind because they're literally a danger to society. Like, they would be turning somebody clean into a drug addict. Like offering methadone to a Kratom consumer. Methadone is a full opioid agonist. Kratom isn't even an opioid. Kratom isn't derived from any opioid plant. It's not derived from any poppy plant. Methadone is a full opioid agonist. That means it attaches fully to the mood receptors in the brain. It is derived from the poppy seed. Look it up. These are facts. Kratom isn't derived from any opioid plant. It's derived from the coffee tree, the Arabica. It isn't even chemically made up the same as any opioid. It has alkaloids in it. And they attach partially to receptors in the brain, like cheese and chocolate and coffee, and like caffeine. So no, they don't act the same as an opioid, and they aren't derived from any opioid. So again, if you were to take methadone or even Suboxone from Kratom, that would be like giving a coffee drinker or a coffee addict cocaine to help him with his caffeine withdrawals. So you would be literally going in reverse. Like, you would be harming this individual if you gave them medication like that for Kratom. You know, Kratom is safe. Methadone kills. Opioids kill. Heroin kills. Kratom does not kill. Not so far. If someone were to die from Kratom, it would be very, very rare. And the FDA and the media and the DEA, they try so hard to paint it as something negative, but they don't have anything. Well, all they do is print lies, but none of them check out. If you check them out, you find they're all lies. And you can find all this on my blog also, southeastbeautiful.com. You can search, there's a search bar at the bottom of the blog. You can look up Kratom deaths. And I have debunked all of them with the help of Dr. Jane Baden, as per the American Kratom Association's website, www.americankratomassociation.org. So again, Kratom is so safe that, and the FDA, the only thing that they have is the same Kratom-related deaths, and it all involves polydrug use. And it's like from freaking 10 years ago or something. It's a joke. And then like one cop, I think he was using steroids and all this other crap with Kratom. I mean, one guy got shot and they actually said it was Kratom's fault that he got shot. One person fell out of a window and they blamed it on Kratom. I mean, it's just a joke. I mean, it's insanity. Again, there are reasons for everything. What is the reason? The reason is because they can't profit off of Kratom. Kratom is a natural plant. Whole leaf, pure leaf Kratom, unadulterated, is safe with no more than 2% 7-hydroxymitragynine. Okay? The Kratom Consumer Protection Act is going to keep Kratom safe and in its natural form. So Mac Haddo, Senior Fellow on Public Policy for the American Kratom Association, him, along with Pete Canland, and all of us, we support them and help them. We're fighting to enact the KCPA on the federal level. This will establish guidelines and age restriction and keep Kratom in its natural form and protect it from any adulteration. So vendors will be held to the strictest of guidelines. Now, some people are just, I don't know what I think I don't want to single out a group. However, I find that a lot of people with addiction issues who are like in denial, or it seems like a lot of those folks, they're thinking of themselves and they think, well, if they can't take it or something doesn't work out for them, it's like they don't want to see anyone else take it. Don't be so selfish and only think of yourself. That's why we have options for chronic pain patients. We are not all the same. There are no two people on this earth alike that are exactly alike. Maybe Kratom isn't the greatest fit for some people. However, millions and millions of Americans and all over the world take Kratom safely, responsibly. It's not killing people. It's helping people to get back into society. Okay? Not methadone. Kratom is giving people their health back. I'm living proof of that. Kratom helps you to get back into life and start living again. When you take Kratom, you're not a zombie. You're your normal self. It doesn't change your personality. It only helps you with pain, fatigue, depression, anxiety, PTSD, all of those things I've been helped with due to my use of Kratom. I will fight until my last breath if I have to for this plant and to help Americans and the world know about this amazing herbal supplement. It's a dietary supplement. Kratom is a food. You know, if we had a receipt of some sort regarding Kratom, I think it was like before 1994 or something, I think the judge said that, you know, they could have grandfathered Kratom in with tea and coffee. And, you know, I mean, always be on the lookout for this. Like, we've been searching for receipts for years, you know, because then it could be added into the Dietary Supplement Act. Because, you know, the FDA wanted to do away with all vitamins and minerals. They were trying to say that it kills Americans, which of course it doesn't. We can't survive without our vitamins, herbs, and minerals. That is how we survive. That is what keeps us from being sick. If we had to depend solely on FDA-approved drugs and food, half of us would probably be dead or with cancer. And that's just the truth. But again, I mean, if you are gonna offer Matt, I swear I will turn you, I'm going to blast you everywhere. If you, as a recovery center, anyone, any doctor out there tries to offer a Kratom consumer Matt, you are a danger to society, and you are guilty of negligence and harming that person, because you would be giving someone who is clean and sober, you would be giving them a highly addictive, deadly drug that's killing people, and that includes methadone. But it is a business. It is a business. Right now, New York has the highest amount of methadone clinics and patients. I'm talking millions of dollars. They want you hooked on methadone and Suboxone, and you'll be hooked for life. And that is their joy. Their goal has been met. That's their goal, is to hook everyone on their stuff. And then they just rake that money in. So much money. And it's off of you. You know, I never really bashed the MAC community because I didn't really believe in that. I thought, well, you know, there's room for everything. However, when it comes, like, I think MAT is okay maybe if you are a severe heroin addict. If you're shooting up heroin, then, I mean, I would say methadone is better. I mean, that would probably save your life. I would say Kratom is even better, though, because Kratom isn't deadly like methadone, and it doesn't hook you for life, and it doesn't make you sick. And the withdrawals are way less, like next to nothing. But I do not see the point of going on methadone if you have an opioid use disorder, whatever that is. I mean, I'm a chronic pain patient, so I think that's kind of a joke. But I guess, you know, for the people who were just like taking pain pills to get high or something, which I have a hard time understanding that either. But I understand, you know, there's addictions and mental illnesses. But I just really don't think, I don't see how methadone really solves any problems there, because it's a full opioid agonist. It's an opioid. So you're just trading one opioid for another opioid. And there's still risk for respiratory depression with methadone. So I don't see like where a problem is being solved or any progress, you know. Suboxone, I don't know a whole lot about Suboxone. I hear bad things about it, but I did research and it is a partial agonist, so I can't really say much about that because, you know, Kratom is a partial agonist. So, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and have a double standard like most everyone does in the MAT community. I hate to say it, but a lot of them do. Okay, so we're going on 20 minutes. It's good. But you know, I love you guys. I'm gonna fight. You know, sometimes I wonder, like, timing is everything in life. And I don't really believe in coincidences much. I mean, I believe they do happen, but I think that's a very rare thing. Like, I find it kind of strange that so much censorship is going on Facebook, YouTube, like all these platforms. And here we are, we're just at the beginning of the next legislative session. And you know, they know, I mean, we're gonna be on top of it. Like, we want to fight. We're gonna try and enact the KCPA on the federal level. Like, we got our guns loaded, we're blazing. I just kind of think it's odd that, like, they're trying to shut down groups, and, you know, I'm sure they would love to, you know, break us all up to where we can't communicate anymore, to where we can't fight as hard. But remember this, okay, so I keep files, I write everything down. Like, I've written every single one of my members' names down on paper. I mean, I know some people say, oh, we'll just download it to the cloud. Well, I'm so careful because, you know, what if the power goes out? I mean, I'm very old school, and I believe in, like, you know, paper. Paper is always safe. It's always good to have a backup. But just so you guys know, like, I mean, if they do shut down my group, because, you know, I was warned, which isn't right, because I run a tight, solid group, Southeast Beautiful, you know. And I mean, I've never had any reports much. Like, you know, they're just cherry picking me, and they're targeting me because I'm speaking out. But anyway, so I'm saying that, I mean, if they really did shut down my group, you know, you can find me on YouTube and Twitter and TikTok. I am on Parler. I'm not on that platform as much because I don't really find a whole lot of people on there. I don't know, but I am on there. I'm on LinkedIn, Instagram. So, okay, so don't give up and keep speaking out about this amazing plant called Kratom, Kratom. It's a partial agonist. And it helps with pain, fatigue, anxiety, depression, PTSD, diabetes, so much more. So much. Look it up, do your research. Okay, love you guys. Bye.